What's up, League?
Yo. What's
Hello.
happening?
Hope everybody's having a good week. I want to apologize for the late episode on a Friday. It's kind of random, but we figured why not just do one rather than skip the week altogether. So we will be coming in on Tuesday with a big week 4 episode, but we couldn't miss out on reviewing this past week's matchups. It was a really fun one.
We heard your cries. We heard your bitching about the lack of content this week. And we just want to say that there are 7 kids between the three of us, and you guys need to lighten up. So
That we know about.
boom.
Exactly. So yeah, there's been a lot of trash talk, which is good because we do a little bit of it on here too. But
Shout out to our biggest
some of the
Jordan.
hosts. Yeah, Jordan. Big shout out to Jordan. This episode goes out to Jordan and Tua. We wish him well after what happened. We hope he's back out there for the Dolphins, maybe even next week, and he has a long career ahead of him. That was crazy. But so this episode is dedicated to those two. And we saw a very exciting matchup. I'm going to start with the Nate and Rocket Charlie, my two co-hosts, head to head. And it went down to the wire, and it even started exciting with the Cleveland defense play and Nick Chubb going head to head on Thursday night, and then that big play at the end of the game with the touchdown. And I'm going to give both guys, I'm going to give both of y'all a chance to state your case of what happened, because this was the matchup of the week. So we'll spend a few minutes on it. But started off exciting, like I said, and then it finished really crazy there at the end. Who was it that scored? I had it, but Kittle needing like 3.8. I won't go too far into it, Nate. I know it stings probably even still on Friday, but it was a crazy matchup. So I'm going to start with Nate and let him give his rundown and vent a little bit.
No more Skittles, no Kit Kat bars, nothing that reminds him anything of that guy.
Right.
No kittens coming in that house anytime soon. I mean, that fucked him up. That was a crazy game to watch. I'll let Nate talk about it from his side first, though.
All right.
Yeah. George Kittle sucks cock. I think we all know that. Overall, if he killed himself right now, I really wouldn't fucking care. Be cool with me, As for the rest of this guy,
right?
Fucking horse shit. This is horse shit that fucking transpired. I got my butt fucking hat on right now, and I'm ready to go in. So hush your little mouth. You'll get your turn, and let me fucking talk.
Kittle,
right.
baby. Best
Now
player on.
Listen to this garbage. I knew it was going to be a butt fucking stupid, like, voodoo matchup from the very beginning with that fucking Browns play at the end of the fucking game on Thursday night. How the fuck on a fucking last play do they do a failed hook and ladder for a touchdown? That fucking defense had 2 points up to that point. That's not in the realm of normal fucking things that happen. That's bad voodoo. Now, going into the next, Sunday games, everything was pretty close. I think we will both agree that, Lamar carried your team like no other. I mean, that was like your 4-back strategy won you last year, but you're probably not enjoying it this week. And, I'm at a loss for words about my injury luck right now. Because had Dalvin, who was on his way to a big game, stayed in, I easily win. And his little pussy gets his fucking shoulder hurt. Now he's got to wear a harness, the same kind his boyfriend uses as a strap-on to fuck him in the ass with. And here we are. I'm fucking 0-3. Fortunately, fucking T. Higgins didn't get concussed for the 3rd fucking time this year. And I finally get a chance to maybe have a shot this week against Jordan. But I'll leave it to you. I don't want to ever talk about that fucking matchup again. I don't know who you sold your soul to fucking get that kind of luck, but it's bullshit.
It was a good show, man. And
it dies after tonight, but let's let Rocket Charlie get his part in. But it will die after tonight.
Get it in like Kittle's boyfriend.
Like you said, it was a rough day for the Renegades. Honestly, we picked up a scrub from Walmart named Jawan Johnson. I think it's Jameis's trainer or something. He got him a tight end position. That guy that does all that funny shit with him in the videos, he must have thrown it tight end. Goose egg from him. I'm struggling at tight end, so I spent money on that Conklin guy. We'll see what he does. He's no conch shell.
He scored a point at the tight end position yet.
And shut out.
I'm not saying or mean, but you had. I mean, right? Wasn't it 3 goose eggs for tight end?
Right now, I don't need a tight end. Eventually, so. No, there was no goose egg week 1. I had some output from the Denver guy, I think, but it was nothing to write home about. So my backs got shut down. Basically, Josh Jacobs was the highest scorer with 9.7 points, and you went off everywhere except for Darrell Henderson, and still like just Lamar is carrying right now. He's MVP. Looking really good, man. So
Kyler Murray he threw for fucking whatever, how many yards and not one goddamn touchdown, rushing or fucking passing. So I blame him too. That fluffy headed little faggot looks like a fucking mushroom.
Well,
all right. Well, it was we won't spend too much time on that matchup.
38 yards needed, and I put my thinking cap on. I played good defense.
0.76. That's how many fucking 0.76.
He just wasn't. He's a great blocker. What can I say? He's a great blocker in that scheme. But yeah, 38 yards for you should have got it done. It looks like that's going to be how the season plays out for the Possums. You hate to see it, but on the other hand, the Renegades rising. So nothing new. The end of that.
Move on to the next matchup. So. Rocket Charlie, you're going to review the Packers matchup, I believe, and just a little intro music as you.
Nice.
All right.
Looking at the Packers matchup last week between him and the Great Mandingos, who are going into that were undefeated, I think, 2-0. The Woods Packers were 1-1 behind the electrifying Jalen Hurts.
Right, and that intro music was a little John Cougar Mellencamp, Hurts So Good, by the way.
There you go. Oh, nice nugget. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Mike with the you. Drake London. Do you have any Drake queued up you'd like to play before I?
Next week, you stole it from me. When he has a big week, that was next.
All right, got you. No worries. Jeff Wilson Jr., decent. You've got a very, pedestrian team, but other than Jalen, I'd say our teams are similar. It's just not a lot of output from anybody, but the quarterbacks are, keeping us alive right now. Me barely, and you. So, looking at the score here, looks like, the Packers came out and sent the Mandingos to a loss in the, a point in the loss column there. Cam Akers actually showed signs of life, though, so that you like to see that if you're Orf. I think I touched on the fact that he hasn't been playing like a 3rd or 4th round pick up until now. But, yeah, I mean, Woods Packers getting a win, going above 500. So you like to see it. They're 2 good teams. Continue to do their thing.
Yeah, quick touch on my team. It's not that good. I'm lucky to be 2-1, I'll say, carried by Hurts. But I think that I'm getting there, and some of these guys are going to get there. And it's a great start to week 4 with the Tua Waddle start last night. So, I mean, luck is going my way right now, but I can't be mad at that. So,
yeah, man, definitely.
I'll be building up better.
Waddle drop off immediately as soon as the star Tua gets out of the game. So, as one goes, the other does too.
Yeah. So, what about the next matchup? The Pickles,
Meth Lab Maulers. So Lucci started off hot. Now dropped 2 in a row. Facing me this week, so another tough matchup for him. But the Stink Pickles as well. It looks like they were able to pull out their first win and get in the win column. Joe Burrow with a decent game. Cordero Patterson, I got to say, I was completely wrong about that guy. I was saying, year wonder, He's damn near our age trying to do this, but shame on whatever fucking coach told him that he was a wide receiver, because clearly that guy's a running back and was supposed to be a running back.
Yeah, quick point, not to interrupt, but I had him last year and he was good. He played running back, but he was catching balls like he was still like a receiver kind of, and that's where most of his points came from. And so far this year, it's like all just like running the ball. He's getting like 20 carries, 150 yards a game.
Dude, I remember Crady drafted that dude like pretty highly as a rookie or second year player. He
was playing on Minnesota as a receiver pretty much exclusively until
kick returner.
Yeah,
he was a great kick returner always. But
a bright spot on the Waxhaw Stink Pickles roster, which Jonathan Taylor yet to kind of wake up. Like I said last week, that Colts team doesn't look the same. They'll find their groove though behind him probably. Meth Lab Maulers team looks good on paper still. Just playing the wrong teams every week, So hopefully he'll keep it competitive. I know Lucci has high hopes for his season. The care is definitely there this year, but we'll see. He did eat mushroom again, despite saying he wasn't going to. And
yeah, did it again. That's a great way to end that one. And Nate, I'm gonna let you take over with a blowout and Jordan's lowest output of his career.
Nate knows all about those.
Sure.
Anal blow.
Lowest point total Jordan's ever put out. He was on the whole I hate fantasy football after this weekend. Tell a little bit about that matchup with the Gladiators.
I mean, it's the same question that we discussed on the last one of these broadcasts. The Justin Fields conundrum that I've heard of fair weather decision making, being fair weather fans, homer picks, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But this is shitty weather, and this motherfucker doesn't even live in the same city. So he needs to get off his dick, put a real quarterback in, and fucking make it happen. Because, I
believe he picked somebody up this week. I didn't see who, but
Tom Brady. He picked up Brady.
Well, I know this week it wouldn't have mattered as much, but last week it may have cost him a win. And, I understand you like the guy, but you got to stay competitive. Justin Jefferson having 1.4 points didn't help him. I don't know what the deal is with, Kamara and his usage right now. I didn't pay attention to that game, but this week with, I think Andy Dalton's playing as the New Orleans starting quarterback this week. So I would expect it to be, put up or shut up for Kamara this week. I don't see any way that he doesn't. Of course, against me, he's likely going to go off. But, I think going against even Matthew Stafford with 10.6 points, he gave up 5 points to the quarterback position there. So if you average it out, it's, Justin Fields is probably costing him on average 10 to 15 points a week. Where a replacement he could get
Stafford in the NFL is fucking ridiculous.
What'd you say, bud?
Sorry, I said the fact that Matt Stafford is still in the NFL should be a crime. The guy,
he did win a Super Bowl last year.
The guy should be coaching arena football or something.
But yeah, that matchup was never really a matchup. I feel bad for Jordan. I put up the week 1 last year. I actually had him beat, and I put up 30-something points. So, I've been there. He can turn it around.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that 30-something was the all-time low, sadly. But
it was probably, if it wasn't, it would have been somebody just like benching all their players, because I don't even know how I did that. That was like almost impressive.
Yeah.
All right, and then moving on to what was a ugly matchup, really. Yeah, it was very low scoring. Just my quick 2 cents on it. Austin moves to 3-0, but it was not pretty for him, and he'll have to have some better outputs if he wants to stay undefeated.
Yeah, there's trouble.
Speaking of low scoring, I don't know if you guys saw this stat, but per game on average right now, it's a low scoring season and by a touchdown per game, which is significant, especially for fantasy, which is so dependent on touchdowns to, put up those, 130, 140 point weeks consistently. And they just haven't been there so far. I think as the year goes on, teams will put it together and the scoring will go up.
But, yeah, there's still a lot of good parity. I think this year there's no clear cut front runner. The Austin, everybody jumping on him at first. That's cooled down, obviously.
Yeah,
I don't think we know who the best team is yet. I think it's still TBD. And yeah, and
I mean, even the winless teams, Nate and Martinez still have. They're not terrible squads. They're going to get several wins. Things are going to shake up.
Our own Fish ran the table from 0-4, so it can be done.
Yeah, that's an old legendary fantasy tale about the Peckers that year.
Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares.
What are y'all's thoughts on this week coming up?
Well,
we kind of started.
We never actually touched on the Martinez and Return to Glory matchup.
Oh yeah. Finish up on that. Sorry,
but overall, I think that it could have been anybody's ball game here. As far as Russell Wilson, he won with Russell Wilson putting up 9 points, so that's pretty lucky. Herbert Moore Swift had to roll out Marcus Mariota.
Creepy.
Talk about. I don't know. I didn't know he was still in the NFL, but apparently he's the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. But
yeah, Falcons might not be bad. It's kind of weird. We'll see.
It is weird, but it makes you wonder if Matt Ryan really is fucking bad. He just went straight to Indianapolis.
I always thought so, but I thought I was biased.
No, I thought you hated Stafford.
I hate him and Brian. I hate them all.
I mean, even though the Falcons aren't going to win a lot of games, I kind of expected – I didn't really want to touch really many of their fantasy players. I just thought they were going to be really bad. But obviously they got some fantasy players with London and Patterson,
After the fucking degenerate gambler Calvin Ridley fucking me over last year, I don't think I'll ever draft another fucking Falcons. Since Michael Turner back in fucking 2003, that was the last Falcon. Well, no.
I had Todd.
I think I had Julio.
Falcons that one year. Nothing.
Fuck the Falcons.
So, a couple teams will be looking for that first win.
Yep.
Well, really, who's undefeated? 2 teams, 2 undefeated, 2
winless.
It should be a good one. I'm just glancing at the week 4 matchup. So, Possums already with the 18.4 lead on the Giggle Fucks, thanks to Higgins.
See what happens when you don't knock him out with a fucking concussion?
Yep. Joe Burrow put up 20 for the Stink Pickles to give them a little lead against Martinez. The Mandingos got a slight lead thanks to Tyreek Hill, but outscoring Jamar Chase. And obviously the start I mentioned to my matchup with Tua and Waddle, that gives me a huge advantage. But, I mean, I will never say it's over. It's far from over. I could easily have a couple guys drop goose eggs. I won't even talk about what could possibly happen to Jalen Hurts, but, you never know. So we won't even speak of that.
He could get Tua.
Yeah. Hey, too soon.
Fuck that guy. Fucking fart residue on his fucking helmet gave him paralytic shock.
Inez is hooting and hollering right now saying, go, Nate, go.
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm on board with Martinez. I know what it's like to have a piss poor quarterback. Fucking that ball he underthrew Hill. I mean, it was a fucking rubber dick on him.
I don't know. I think the kid can spin it, but that's just me. I'd be happy to have him.
Fuck left-hand people.
Well, any other things y'all want to go over before the week?
No.
Oh man, I'm gonna go smoke a
We're
lemon.
gonna make it a fun one on Tuesday. Possibly a guest host. Maybe spice it up with some fun segments. We're gonna come correct because there's been a lot of talk about us not having enough energy and things like that. So I'd like to see some of these guys do it better. But
I don't care
no, I don't care to see it.
But anybody's welcome to come on and give it a shot.
Yeah, of course. Well, all right. I'm glad we got to meet up on a Friday night for a quick episode. I think this one's been good.
Renegades going up, baby. 4-0 coming up this week. Lucci, you're done, son.
Renegades haven't been fucking relevant since Lorenzo Lamas' fucking sitcom series on the USA, bitch.
That wasn't a sitcom. That was an action drama, and it was good, damn it.
It was a gay man with long hair riding a motorcycle to gay bars around fucking fighting crime and shit, wasn't it?
What's gay about that?
It was clearly gay.
All right, man. Well, good luck to everybody this week except Lucci. See ya.
Yep.
Adios.
Peace.